Look, there are no two ways around it. This is a keyboard video, but we all have to start somewhere. So just, by the way, this is the first mechanical keyboard that I've ever kept past any return period. And spoiler alert, I couldn't be happier. Now, I consider myself an avid computer user. I consistently and thoroughly use them for an unhealthy amount of hours each and every day. That's 7 a week, 365 a year. And no matter what I do using it, the keyboard always just sort of feels like a chore. Until now. I'm not saying that'll change your life or anything. I think that's a bit too much to ask from just another accessory. But it certainly made me enjoy my day-to-day use and operations a whole lot more. I am, of course, talking about this budget. Yes, it's actually a mechanical keyboard. Look, it may not be the fanciest thing in the world, though the braided cable aluminum top and dual-tone coordinating black plastic base, well, they certainly don't hurt it at all. And you're probably thinking, oh, it's a cheap keyboard. It can't be any good. What's this guy talking about? It couldn't be any happier. Well, maybe for you, that's true. But I like to talk in normal people voice, and not to myself, and give everything that comes my way a chance. At least until I can't return it anymore. So just, hear me out. I like it. Maybe it's the oh-so-clicky blue switches that give me a real sense of actually interacting with what's in front of me. Kind of like if you've ever used a typewriter before. It's that tactile response, the longer travel before keys bottom out, and honestly, a better, louder, guaranteed to disturb your roommate or significant other, or, now let's be honest here, the cat sleeping next to you sort of sound. I mean, if you like that sort of thing, which I do, and the part about being clicky and loud. Maybe it's the 6-color LED backlighting that has 9, some of which are animated presets, and 3 customizable backlightings of your own. Although each row is kind of stuck with their own colors, they can pulse, flash, or even respond via that backlighting when you type around. Which, side note, is a quality time waster, just watching your fingers type and seeing how many lights you can get to stay on. But you're still thinking, oh, but man, loads of keyboards can do that, plus you can make your own. Oh, right, yeah. But that's my point. This can too. And for less. This example, for all its wonderful features, quirks, its odds and ends, comes in at a wallet-loosening $28. Yeah. Oh, and that's US dollars, and there's a link in the description below. Now sure, you lose 17 keys, like your number pad if you're used to a standard 104, when going down to the measly 87 that this one has, but that just means it can take up less space and still be pretty just sitting there. Unless you like hotkeys or like, I don't know, an accountant or someone that still uses a number pad. I kind of miss it though. Number pads are useful. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a few things. I like the gamer-style lettering, a quality lack of sharp edges, nay for the tastefully raised logo above the arrow keys, and the one annoyingly obvious screw sticking out next to the escape key that somehow my eye catches each and every time I look down. And, well, good or bad, the noise could really piss off a few coworkers if you're in, like, I don't know, open space or a cubicle. Oh, and then that raised nature, it hurt my wrists until I got used to typing on it. Plus, that mine seems to be a bit busted. The scroll lock key starts and stays on, brighter than anything else in its row. Tangent alert, probably from plugging it into a Mac, since that's how the scroll lock button and screen brightness work with Apple. So, Mac users, just be aware. But I actually kind of like it this way because it sort of blends in better when everything is lit, which, despite what you may see in other videos, it's how most people actually use their keyboards. And although their support surprisingly got back to me on how I might fix it, I just kind of use it as an easy to find hotkey of sorts. And by the way, yes, there's a function key where the Windows key on the right side should be. For some basic multimedia and quick access apps, as well as fiddling with the backlight brightness, speed, intensity, and just, regular old preset cycling. It's this. It doesn't look or feel cheap. I actually enjoy using it for mind-numbing tasks, and I couldn't be happier. Plus, it's only $28. So that's it. That's all I've got. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them below. If you haven't already and you like what you see, feel free to hit like and subscribe. And if you have, well, I'm Steven, and thanks for stopping by.